Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Super Famicom game, and that happens to be BS Golf Out of Bounds Club. And yes, that's right, I'm taking a look at a golf game. I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, really Bio, you're taking a look at a golf game? Are you finally running out of ideas? Shockingly, no, I'm not, but I figured I'd take a look at this because, well, it's kinda unique for a golf game, and besides, I don't think I've ever taken a look at one on my channel. And knowing me by now, I like to take a look at a lot of random ass shit, and this qualifies as random ass shit, so I think it fits. So, anyways, the game was developed by NCS Corp, and the publisher is a company that I have no idea how to read this font. It's like Masaya? I have no idea. But apparently some sites that list a publisher for this game don't even mention this company name. They actually say it's published by Nintendo, which I don't even see their name on it anywhere, so I don't even know if that's even accurate or not. But anyways though, on to more interesting things, is that this game was released in 1997, but it was actually a satellite view game. Hence why it has the word BS at the beginning of the title, which does not mean bullshit. So I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with the Satellite View add-on on the Super Famicom, so I won't go into the whole technical details about that. But it is worth noting that apparently EGM back in the day actually did cover this game, but of course the game never came out to North America. But now the game is playable in English thanks to a fan translation done by Dynamic Designs. So yes, now let's get moving on to the gameplay, and there's not a whole lot here I need to say, so here's the thing. There is no story mode in this game, and there's no RPG elements or anything crazy like that. It's just a straight up arcade style golfing game with 3 different modes. So you got stroke play, which is the fastest way to just get into a game and just see what it's all about, and then you got match play, which allows you to play a full-on match between either other players or other computers. And then doubles match is basically a team of 2 against another team of 2. So the modes are pretty easy to understand what they are. But once you start up a game though, then you realize that this game is kinda like a mix of traditional golf mixed with mini putt. So it has the standard rules for golf, for that you have to try and get the golf ball into the hole with a certain amount of strokes, and of course the more strokes you have, the more points you get, and of course getting points in golf is actually a bad thing. You want to stay in the minuses. I never really understood why the point system in golf worked like that, but I mean hey, whatever. But the part of it that reminds me of mini putt would have to be the fact that all the stages are not like really huge and they have a lot more obstacles, which make things a little more interesting. But the one thing that keeps this game to be pretty interesting and unique enough compared to other golf games I've played is that this game actually does have some items that you can pick up by having your ball run into the birthday presents. So the items are random and they do many different things, so very similar to Mario Kart. So some of the items may do like, switch like all the balls into like different areas if you're playing against other people. There's also a windblower one that allows you to blow an enemy's ball a little bit off course. And there is a really cruel one that you can pick up called a mole, which allows you to put the ball back to the original position, which would piss off anyone. So just like Mario Kart and Mario Party, I can see this game causing a lot of fights between people. But in case you don't want that to happen though, you actually do have an option to turn the items off and just play it like a regular old golfing game. And I should also note that you can also turn off the weather effects as well. So this game is very much an arcade style golfing game. So now, as for the game's controls, the controls in this game are really good, but I guess that's to be expected because the controls are very minimalistic. Like moving the cursor to aim where you want to shoot the ball at is very responsive, and well, yeah, I really don't think I need to like go in depth about like every single like button in the game, it's all pretty easy to figure out. But the important thing that I'm trying to say here is that at least the aiming in this game doesn't feel jittery at all or unresponsive, so yeah, there's really not much I need to say here, but it all works good. So now, let's get talking about the game's graphics, and graphically, I think this is a pretty nice looking game. So first of all, the game is very bright and colorful, which as you would expect for a golfing game like this, there's a lot of green in the game, But all the other colors look pretty good too. But I do think that the stage designs are really nice. Like, not only do you get some really cool different ones, like you got like a space background, which I really like. There's also a toy background. Like, there's like a small like desk background, kind of similar to something you'd see out of like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Or you might get reminded of that level from Super Mario Land in the 6 golden coins, the macro zone. So I really do like the creative levels that they do have here, and I do like the designs of them as well. But as for the character designs though, they're okay. They're nothing great, but you know, they're serviceable. They're nothing like crazy memorable or anything, except for the fact that you can actually play as cat characters, which is amusing. But as for the human characters though, yeah, they're nothing special, but it does the job. So overall, I do think that the graphics in this one are pretty nice looking for what they are. Now, of course, with a game made in 1997 on the SNES, it's not like the best ever. So it's not trying to be like Star Ocean, where that game is like super like crazy beautiful for a SNES game, but this one actually does look good for the style that it's trying to be. So now, as for the game's music, the music in this game is pretty good for the most part, though most of them are not the most memorable, but they are fitting for what they are, for a lot of them are very chill and relaxing. But there is 2 songs in this game that I actually do really like a lot. So the first one I want to mention is the one that plays in the beach stage, and the other one I really like is the one that plays in the Aztec stage. That one I find to be really catchy and gets stuck in my head. So those are my 2 favorites, but the rest of them are still pretty good for what they are, so I really don't have any complaints. There's really no awful sounding song within this game, which is a good thing. So now, if you want to buy yourself a copy of this game, well, it's gonna be kinda difficult, so your best bet, if you really need to own a physical of it, is just to get a reproduction cart with the fan translation burned onto it. And obviously, there is the big E word called emulation, so yeah, I don't really need to say much about that, but yeah, if you can manage to get yourself one of those original Super Famicom BS Saddle of You add-ons, then good luck. So now, as for my overall thoughts on this game, is that, surprisingly, I actually found this game to be very addicting and very fun. Yes, I actually like a golf game, believe it or not. And this is coming from someone who is not a crazy golf person. I mean, obviously a lot of those realistic ones, like the Tiger Woods games from back in the day, yeah, not a fan of those. But there is a couple other ones I have enjoyed, you know, ones like Mario Golf, Kirby's Dream Course, Battle Golf for Yui on the Mega Drive, and then of course there's Ninja Golf on the Atari 7800, which is badass as fuck. And there is also Golf Story, but I haven't played that one, but that is a game that I am interested in wanting to try. But other than that, all the other golf games that I've played, I was not really a fan of. I was just pretty bored to tears. But this one, though, I can definitely say is also one of the good ones, like I mentioned. So not only is it nice to have a good game that you can just pick up and play anytime you want and just do a quick session, but also I do like the unique aspects that it has, like using like the items, and also love the created levels that they have. And the game was just very addicting. I was actually got way more footage in this game than I really necessarily needed to, but I mean, hey, I guess that means I had a lot of fun with it, right? Now, of course, it would be nice if we can get a game like this to actually have, like, a cool story mode, but without it though, I still think this is a really good, fun game. So if you do like golf games, or you don't mind them, then I can definitely recommend this, but even if you're not crazy into golf games, it is worth trying for that. It's at least not trying to be like some sort of like bullshit simulator type deal, so there is that. But of course, I totally do understand because golf is not really like the greatest thing ever, at least in my opinion, because I can tell you as myself, I'm not crazy about golf. And as someone who's not crazy about golf, I do really like this game for that. It does do something interesting, and it is kind of addicting and fun, like I've said a bunch of times. So yeah, it is pretty weird of me to take a look at a golf game, but then again, weirder shit has happened before on this channel, so I guess it comes as no surprise. But anyways though, of course I'm always willing to look at more golf games if they are kind of unique and interesting, kind of like this, so feel free to give them out if you know any. But with that said, thanks for watching and commenting, and have yourselves a great day.
You're gonna beat me? At golf? Oh, you're on. You're in big trouble, though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.